Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host. Good morning, and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning we're visiting with David Embrey. He's the Edmonson County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Joanna.
Well, David, thank goodness for the rain last week.
Yes, thank goodness.
Everything was really drying up. People were starting to get very, very concerned about how we were going to feed our livestock through the winter.
That's right. A lot of people were feeding hay already. I mean, some people have started a month ago already. So our hay stocks are going to be fighting another battle over the winter to see if we have enough or not.
Yeah, and things were looking good earlier in the year. Got our hopes up, and then it just turned off dry.
It just turned off dry. It sure did. So a dry year like this, it always makes it a challenge when you're trying to feed animals, regardless, you know, cattle, horses, sheep, goats, whatever, but we focus mostly on cattle, of course, around here. So,
and you know, David, a lot of people, they'll do a feed inventory, you know, how much hay they'll need to get them through the winter. But this little kink that's come into play now, we probably need to reevaluate.
Yes, we do. The biggest thing is we have to remember what our end game is. Our end game is nutritional value of the feeds, because what we're feeding, we have to make sure that they stay in good body condition. We have to make sure that they can calve properly and milk properly. And so the end game is what we're after, and to get there we need to do several things in order to make sure that those nutritional needs are met for those animals. For instance, testing our hay. We've talked about it, but it's something that we have to bring up every year to make sure that we know what nutrients I should say are in that hay. We might need to supplement, but we got to start somewhere, and so we got to start with testing our hay. We need to inventory our hay first, find out how much we've got. You know, most people don't think about it. You know, we buy and sell hay by the bale around here. Everything else is sold or bought by the pound. The cattle don't eat by the bale. The cattle eat by the pound. And so if you've got a 1,000-pound animal, just for instance, generally if she's going to eat 3% of her body weight, that's going to be about 30 pounds a day. Most of our cattle are bigger than that around here. And so you're looking at over 30 pounds per animal. And so if you've got 10 animals, there's 300 pounds of hay a day right there.
And the thing about that makes it challenging, David, is my round bale might be different in size, weight, all that than your round bale.
Exactly. Another thing is, earlier in the year, our round bales were heavier than they were later in the year. A lot more moisture at the beginning of the year. At the end of the year, we rolled up some that I could push around the field by hand. There's just no weight to them whatsoever, and so you have to really consider that. So we need to make sure we're inventorying, seeing what we've got. We need to make sure we're testing it. I think most of the extension offices have a probe, like it's laying here on the table, that you can rent out, or in my case, I'm going to go out with it because I've only got one, and I've got a drill that I'll use for it, but we're happy to come out and do it. You'll have to get with your local extension office on exactly how they do that, but it's something that's out there, and we send it off to KDA for you. They'll have it tested, or you can send it off yourself and have it tested. When you get your results back, you need to really look at those results and use those. Inventorying, you know, we need to consider the hay we baled at the beginning of the year versus the hay we baled at the end of the year. You know, how mature was it? You know, how good is it going to be? Those kind of things. So
each lot needs to be sampled and then fed accordingly to those cattle's nutritional needs at the time.
That is correct.
And you know, you hear some old timers say, David, well, it's a better than a snowball. But every year in the winter, we have cattle dying with a full rumen.
With a full belly, yes, that's correct.
Of hay, and it's just because it wasn't better than a snowball.
That's right. A lot of times people will say that. I've said it myself. I admit it. I'm getting to be an old farmer too. But you have to remember the nutritional needs of the animal is what we're trying to meet. And so, for instance, if you have a young animal versus a mature cow, now the mature cow is going to need higher nutritional values in hay when she's nursing a calf. But when she's dried off, she can get by on some lower quality stuff. The younger animals, on the other hand, they're going to need that higher nutritional value all the time. And so we've got to, if we can, I know a lot of us can't, but if we can separate those animals into groups and feed them according to the nutritional needs of those groups, we do a lot better job with it.
Yeah, it's management, and that starts with inventorying, knowing the quality of your hay, and then feeding it at the right time. So David, I appreciate you bringing the information. And if you have questions about hay testing, sampling, or maybe how to read your results, make sure you contact your local extension office and we'd be happy to help. Thanks, David, and we appreciate you watching. Have a great day. If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.